Hey, what's happening, guys? We are here for the Thursday night slate, small one. Let's get after it.
Let's get it, man. Tiny slate, but I like these small slates where you kind of got to get weird with it. I mean, there's a place I clearly like to go, and I'm sure you guys will be able to pick up on it with my plays tonight.
All right, guys, this is clearly the backup channel, as we've discussed. We'll be back up and live on the main one here in a couple days. For the meantime, though, subscribe to this one. We'll do some information on here. I've been running hot the last couple days, so if you want to jump on board, I got a specialized promotion for the day. NBA only for the rest of the season and the full season of MLB. One-time $99 payment, not available through the website, but the PayPal and Venmo addresses are below. It is today's special. Get on it if you are interested. We'd love to have you come be a customer. Day passes are up. Subscribe to the network if you are new to it. And let's talk about cash game lock. And of course, this would happen. So I'm going to back out here occasionally. Give me 1 second, guys.
I got a quick question while you're going through this, and I wanted to ask you anyways. Speaking of the Raptors,
Okay.
do you think that if they had never made like the Kawhi Leonard trade, obviously they wouldn't have that title, but if they still had DeMar DeRozan, they would be a better team now than they currently are?
Oof, that's a good question. I have absolutely no idea. I'd have to think about that one.
Just wanted to put it out there.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. That one's on me. All right. Back to Giannis as my cash game lock. So I'll say first, is less of a priority to me if Drew Holiday plays, just because then in that situation, he won't have the ball quite as much. They clearly need Drew Holiday for defense. I don't expect Drew Holiday to play today. He's listed as questionable as of right now, but I fully expect him to be out. I expect Giannis to be wildly popular. Desperate Bucks team. I love desperate Giannis. He just takes over. He does a little bit of everything. He's under 11K. Early game that should have offense. He should be big time chalk. I think he's my stud of choice for cash games, but there are arguments for the other guys, no doubt about it. But for a cash game lock, give me Giannis all day long.
Yeah, Giannis looks really good here. I mean, game log speaks volumes. Balling right now. Milwaukee's sliding, so you expect Giannis to be giving it its full effort. I mean, Milwaukee we know is good. This is just a rough spot for them. Thank you for them right now. But one of these games are going to turn around, and that doesn't even matter for Giannis' sake because he's crushing in these losses because it's not like they're getting blown out. He looks really good here, obviously in all formats, but specifically cash games as you're talking about. And one thing. And I briefly mentioned this on the members only video, but I do think that this being the first game, and not just the first game, like the only early game, the last two games start at 10 Eastern or later. Like he's going to be the most popular stud, I think, and not because of that, but when all is said and done, I think that's a tiebreaker, and it's hard not to use him. People are going to, see that 60 plus and be like, I'm screwed without him.
Amen. Next up, Matt's hero for the day. Tyler Hero, still no Dragic, playing hot. And I think one of my favorite things about this that we didn't even bring up is the Kings defense, which is not good, is now missing their two best defensive players in Rashawn Holmes and Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I love Hero here. Now under 6K. I used him a little bit last night. It was really, really good. Price decrease. No Dragic, and you talked about this on our other video. Their usage is really defined right now between, their main guys, Butler, Bam, Hero specifically. All guys that are going to have the ball in their hands a lot. Against this Kings D, I mean, this is a great spot for Miami. The only thing we don't like about them is they played last night. But, again, another tough loss for them. This is a must-win is a tough way to call it. I wouldn't call it a must-win. But both these teams want wins. I expect this game to be close. Both these teams, I'm sure, expect to win this game. I love Hero here in what should be a competitive game. I like this entire game. And on a 3-game slate, I think you could do a lot worse than targeting a bunch of this game.
Next up, we got another guy, same position, basically the same price. Another guy we like a lot is one of your favorite players, it seems like, Dennis Schroeder. No Anthony Davis is just big for him. Much higher usage. They don't have a lot of guys left who can create their own shot on this team. It's really Dennis Schroeder, LeBron, a little bit of Caruso and stuff like that. The Nets defense, they've had some moments lately. I'll give them that, but they are actually worse defensively when Kyrie is in the backcourt. Kyrie is one of the better skilled offensive players you can think of, but also one of the worst defensive players in the league. Schroeder should absolutely tear him apart, get to the rim at will. Point guard with shooting guard eligibility. This should be a good game and everything like that. I like Schroeder a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Schroeder. Another guy that's price decrease. His usage goes up dramatically with no AD. Walked into close to 40 last game. Didn't even have many assists or rebounds, as you talked about. We expect those numbers to come up. Maybe the steals and blocks go down a little bit, but imagine a scenario where the rebounds and assists go up, and he does get a couple steals and blocks, and this is a good spot for that. I mean, he's got real upside here at this price. I like him a lot. Kind of gets you kind of gets you on a different path as far as roster construction goes. Yeah, all formats love him here.
Next up, I'm going to go right back to the Lakers team for one of my long shots of the day, and that's going to be KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So this is a good day because the studs are guys that you want, and there's mid-tier guys you want in there too, so you're going to need some cheaper players, and there's not a ton of them early. So KCP has played pretty poorly lately. It's been a while since I think he's had multiple three-pointers in the game, but he did play 31 minutes last game. And one of these days, the three ball will start to fall again, and he'll get a little bit more assertive on the offensive end of things. He's only 3,300. The transition defense for the Nets is terrible, so he should get some wide open threes today. And they're going to also need his defense. And what I mean by that is they got other guys that they can play with on the wing. And while KCP, he's not Bruce Bowen in his prime, but he's a solid defender, and they're going to need that out there against Kyrie and James Harden today. So I expect him to play bigger minutes today. And if he gets rolling from three, he does have upside.
No doubt about it. He's a true long shot, 3,300, very minimal risk. We talked about this again a lot on our members-only video. Good spot against Brooklyn. He looks real good as a cheap flyer that won't get as much love as some others. No doubt about it.
All right, next up, long shot. And like you said, yes, De'Aaron Fox is not your standard long shot. But because of the love that you expect to go to some of these studs, it's going to be really difficult to roster him today. He's going to be way too low.
Yeah, I feel like when we first changed the format of these videos, you were having more long shots like this, and I was thinking to myself, man, these guys aren't long shots, but I get it completely. Like, Fox is not a long shot in the sense of we know he's going to play, we know he's going to be good, but I don't think that people are, looking here enough on a slate, like you mentioned, with Giannis, with LeBron James, with James Harden, etc. It's hard to get to an 8,500 Fox. It's hard to get to a bunch of the mid-tier in this game. That's another reason I like it a lot. We know Fox has real upside. It was only a couple games ago. He was, 50, 60 plus in this past few. Miami is far from the defensive team from, the Miami we're used to seeing. That's been a big problem for them this year. I like this game for upside. Again, I talked about it when I talked about it with Hero. Both these teams look at this game as a winnable spot. I expect to see both teams' best effort in what should be a really competitive game.
Should be. I do expect this game to get a little lower owned than it should be because there's other good games on national TV, games that people think that they're going to be able to watch and stuff like that. I know not everybody purchases the DirecTV package, so they can't watch every game. They can watch the other one, so that'll influence their decision a little bit. So a variety of reasons this game will go a little bit lower owned. So I like it. Kept it short today, guys. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so I didn't talk quite as much as usual. Keep it a little bit shorter for you guys who are fans of that. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button, subscribe to our backup channel right here, and good luck to everybody tonight.
Thanks, guys.